hello. Thank you for joining us on the re-ride. One player. It's always a treat when things can get close and personal. Is this your first time on the re-ride? Very good. It is always nice to be face-to-face with veteran quizzers. As you no doubt know, these are your buzzers. I am required to inform you that this is a non-profit fan project in no way associated with Jackbox Games. And now it is time to begin the re-ride. See you at the bottom.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide. This episode of the Re-Ride is sponsored by Climate Cola. Whether it's cold or warm, this beverage is sure to satisfy your thirst, whatever the weather. And now, please welcome the man who truly does know Jack, Sam Feely.
How's it going, Snowbird? Hope your retirement home in Florida is a nice place for long enough, which is going to last longer. Florida being livable, or you being there to live in it? Time to address the elephant in the room and dive into the ever-rising seas of anthropogenic climate change. Hit your buzzer and let's see how much money we're playing for. For your consideration, not in my greenhouse. Here comes the questione. Imagine that all the world's greenhouse gases were actually coming from the pink house. Which world leader would be issuing a formal apology? The office and residence of the president of Argentina is called La Casa Rosada, which means the pink house in English. If current trends continue, Argentinian climate scientists predict that the capital's Aries won't be so buenos anymore. Talk to me, kiddo. Give me a value. This won't make headlines, but you gotta start somewhere. Now let's see the category. Breaking the biosphere is bad. And right this way, please. Suppose Walter White's meth lab also produced the purest CH4, better known as methane. Which of these would not be true about it? He's making the reason why Neptune is blue, he's making a stronger greenhouse gas than CO2, he's making a highly explosive gas, or he's making the whole lab. Methane is the main component of natural gas, which is extremely combustible and traps heat in the atmosphere 20 times as effectively as carbon dioxide, but it's odorless in its purest form. His catchphrase is, "I am the one who knocks the entire ecosystem out of balance." Okay, but nothing too spicy, just the right temperature. Here's what we're cooking. Get a hold of yourselves. 6969, that's the weed number. My cousin told me that. Question? Suppose Greta Thunberg was asked to do a speech at a music festival, and even more unbelievably, she agreed. Which of these lines would not reference a song made by a fellow Swede? World leaders only care about Ylvis, the multi-talented comedy and music duo behind What Does the Fox Say, is Norwegian, not Swedish. Stopping climate change is really important in Scandinavia. How they continue to get their Winter Olympics medals otherwise. How much is this one? Today's special, Bay State of Emergency. In my home state of Massachusetts, one of the biggest signs of climate change is the increasingly mild winters with less and less snowfall and fewer 0-degree days, at least on the Fahrenheit and Celsius scales. Which of my fellow Bay Staters would be freaking out at the prospect of more 0-degree days? The Delisle user in Carlisle, the Romer user in Somerville, the Newton user in Newton, or the Romer user in Rehoboth? Lol. Delisle is an inverted temperature scale that assigns smaller values to warmer temperatures. It puts the freezing point of water at 150 and the boiling point of water at 0. Anything hotter than that goes into the negatives. But not even a 0-degree Kelvin day will stop a true New Englander from getting their Dunkin's iced coffee. Rise and shine, millennials.
I took a dive under the see, and golly, did I marvel. C-O-R-A-L, C-O-R-A-L, C-O-R-A-L. What do you mean it's all dying?
Welcome to Coral. For now, remember to buzz in when the first letter of the correct answer lights up. Snag all 5 letters and you'll snag the bonus. This ain't your granny's bingo, it's time for battle. Rocky fossil fuel that has to be mined. Merry Christmas! International agreement to limit temperature rise to 2 degrees Celsius. Oslo, no! The Great Barrier blank is in danger. Now that's reefer madness. Reduce, reuse, blank. Recycle. The biosphere is made of plants and animals. The iciest continent. For now. Gas made of 3 oxygen atoms. Ozone. Cartel of oil producers. Chemical formula for carbon dioxide. CO2. UN's environmental consensus, the Paris blank. Yes, and how's the water in the Seine? Chemical element that makes up all life on Earth. Carbon. Oil company with the arrowheads logo. Giant offshore oil driller. This game is rigged. Pollution seeping into soil. It's leaching. Coral. That belongs to you. Hey, come on now, no rubbernecking. Back to work. Now's the time to hit your buzzer and select. And this one is the bipolar ice cap. A 1, a 2, a 5, a 3. If the polar ice caps were at risk of an emotional meltdown rather than a climate change-induced one, which of these medications would be the most helpful in mitigating it? Metoprolol, diazepam, sildenafil, or empagliflozin? Among other uses, diazepam, also known as Valium, can be taken as needed to reduce the effects of a panic attack. A panic attack that is, coincidentally, caused by fear of our impending ecological collapse. Buzz in for kinky. All right, here's your category. It's the recycle of life. In Buddhism, a person goes through the cycle of reincarnation or death and rebirth until they have found true peace, break from the cycle, and enter nirvana. Now, keeping that in mind, considering how much of the U.S.'s plastics don't get recycled, what are the odds of them entering the Buddhist nirvana after they're thrown out? 33%, 50%, 70%, or 97%? Wow, thanks, I hate it. Only about 2 to 3% of plastics in the United States actually get recycled, and the remaining ones end up in landfills, so the odds of them breaking the reincarnation cycle and entering nirvana are over 97%. You heard it here first, landfills are nirvana for plastics. Okay, friendo. Beeble Babble Booby Parade. The hell? I knew I forgot something when I was writing the contracts. Here's what this category is really called. Automation will render line cooks obsolete. Now remember, as time runs out, so does the money, so the sooner you buzz in, the better. Alright, take a look at this gibberish phrase and tell me what political term it rhymes with. Machine crew peel. It's a set of American legislation, so it doesn't do anything good. The discourse surrounding the Green New Deal prove that you can't even joke about taking away hamburgers and Hummers from Republicans. I'm talking about the car. Pick a value. Now stepping up to the plate. Are we there yet? The world's getting worse and worse every year. Species are going extinct, islands are going underwater, storms are getting stronger, the Arctic Circle is shrinking, the ocean currents are being disrupted, and hang on. Why the hell is the Arctic Circle shrinking? Because of rising average sea temperature, because of lower ozone levels in the atmosphere, because of glaciers and permafrost disappearing, or the Earth's axis just does that? And acidity, and sea levels. How the hell am I gonna feed my hypothetical grandkids clam chowder? The Earth's axis is currently tilting upright really slowly, so the radius of the Arctic Circle decreases by about 15 meters a year. For once, we humans had nothing to do with it. That's one alarming sounding thing that's not because of us against like 1,000. Something, big bucks. No. That's what we're playing for, and here's what we're playing. This dry spells disaster. We here at You Don't Know Jack the Rewrite like to joke around, but we wanted to make a more serious point with this episode. So hopefully you'll be leaving with a conceptual understanding and vocabulary that you need to discuss the climate change caused by human industrial activity. And I sincerely hope you've been paying attention from start to finish, because how do you spell the synonym of man-made that I use at the start of this game to describe climate change? You know, anthropogenic. Your time starts now. That's it. Anthropogenic, from the ancient Greek words meaning human and born from. What does it say that you've likely learned more about climate change today from You Don't Know Jack the Rewrite than you ever will from the news or our political leaders? Nothing good. Hit your buzzer to set the value for the next question. I think we've subjected you to enough traumatic visions of our future. Let's take it easy on you with this clue. Rhymes with melt. Don't be like the polar ice caps and melt down during this jack attack. Good luck. Yeah, buddy, you show that attack who's boss. Now let's show your final score. Hell of a game. What are you going to spend your winnings on? A car? Down payment on a house? Maybe a friend?